And then what about like, does everyone charge the same for a text message? Not from a price perspective, but like, are text messages equal across all the platforms?
So this is a great question. So I listed 2 categories that were different.
Yeah.
Faster list growth, more money from marketing.
Yeah.
There's 2 others. One of them is billing and pricing. So one of them is this question. And there's some small differences between the platforms. Some of them are more meaningful than others, right? Klaviyo uses like a credit-based system where you like sign up for a tier and there's a certain amount of credits. So, there may or may not be like breakage or usage or things like that. On Postscript side, we bill you at the end of the month for whatever you've used. It's not like tier credit based. It's like,
that's great.
Here is your SMS rate. Here's how many SMS you sent. Yeah. This is what you paid us.
That's great, because during Black Friday, I'm always like, if you use Klaviyo, you better downgrade your account after Black Friday.
Don't have to think about that with Postscript.
Okay, great.
Super simple. There's also some differences in what we charge for across all the platforms. So Postscript doesn't charge for inbound messages because, people send in messages. Yeah. Postscript also doesn't charge for undelivered messages.
Okay.
Right? Messages fail all the time.
Yeah.
You're on a plane when we sent you a text, or your phone's been taken out of service, or you didn't have service at the time, etc. Undelivered messages can be, a couple percentage points of an overall sending strategy. And so, this is one core difference between us and Attentive is charging for undelivers and charging for inbound messages. Also, the difference between us and Klaviyo is charging for undelivered messages.
Yeah.
They do and we don't. There's another difference, and I don't have like all the details of this because their platform's private, but I keep hearing about this from brands. So I can't vouch for it 100% of the time, but I know it's common, where we bill for MMS messages very differently than Attentive does. An MMS message, when we go pay, Verizon to deliver an MMS message, it's a standard amount of text. It's like you can add emojis in. Emojis don't take as much space. You have 1,600 characters.
1,600
characters.
Okay.
And how Attentive bills is they bill for the MMS message. And then once you start using up, if you put emojis in there, which people often do in MMS, and you use up more than the like standard 160 characters, they bill you for additional SMS after that.
Okay, gotcha.
So
you basically can have 10x the text on yours versus theirs.
Yeah. And so what that turns out to is if a brand is sending tons of like long MMS messages, they'll spend substantially less on Postscript than they would on Attentive.